What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Game Day with Trey. This is your host, Trey, and we're going to go ahead and get into this NBA slate for Saturday, April 6th, 2024. I'm not here to waste any time with you guys. Let me go ahead and let's get into this, man. All right, so first and foremost, first game we got is the Cleveland Cavaliers at the LA Lakers. All right, this game starts at 3:30 East Coast time. Line opened at over-under 228.5 points, LA -5. Right now, it's over-under at 229.5 points, and Lakers -4.5. So there has been slight movement on the line. When you're looking at these two teams, okay, you're looking at a team in Cleveland that is coming into this game, recently lost to the Nuggets and the Suns while beating the 76ers and Jazz. All right, and the Lakers are coming off wins over the Nets, Raptors, and Wizards. Okay, now when you look at how these teams have been playing against the spread and against each other head-to-head, the Lakers got this series in the last 10, 7-3. Lakers against the spread, it's even, 5-5, dead even. And as far as over-unders in the last 10 head up, it's 4 to the over, 6 to the under. All right, now when you're looking at when the last time these two teams played, they played back on November 25th, this season. The score was 121 to 115 in Cleveland, and LA was getting 4.5 points. The game went over the 227.5 that it was set for. All right, now when you're talking about just some facts about these two teams and how they've been playing ATS and who's going to be out there. Of course, we know we got LeBron and AD questionable as usual, but Vando out, Shafino out, and Christian Woods out. And for Cleveland, you got Okoro is going to be out, Porter Jr. is probable, Dean Wade's going to be out, and Ty Jerome is also going to be out. When you look situationally, right, and look at these two teams, you're looking at a team that ATS in the last 10 games, okay, and you're talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers, they are 3-7 in the last 10 games, man. All right. Now, straight up, they're 4-6. So they've just been in a crazy little slump as of late. Now, as far as over-under is concerned, it's been 7 to the over, 3 to the under for Cleveland in these last 10 games, man. Now, they've been playing a little tough schedule. You know, the last 10 games, they played Phoenix, Denver, Philly, resurgent Philly, but they played Charlotte twice. They played Miami, Minnesota, Miami twice, and Indiana. So they've been playing against some pretty good teams. But when you look at the Lakers are 8-2 in the last 10 games, 6-4 against the spread in the last 10, and 7-3 to the over in the last 10. So both these teams have been trending to the over in the last 10 games. Pay attention to that because when you're looking at the strength of schedule, the Lakers really hadn't played anybody. Okay, like we're looking at Washington, Toronto, Brooklyn, Atlanta, Memphis. All right, really ain't played anybody in these last 10 games. So the sample size, you can look at the strength of schedule, and you can pretty much tell that's why the line is set where the line is set right now, at that 4.5. Now, as far as how I'm feeling about this game, some quick last facts. The Lakers have won each of their last 10 games as favorites against each Eastern Conference. Lakers have failed to cover the spread in each of their last 10 games against Eastern Conference opponents. Each of the Lakers' last 7 games as favorites following a road win have gone over the total points line. All right, remember I told you about that trend, 7-3. And then when you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cavaliers have won each of their last 6 games against opponents who are on the first leg of back-to-back. The Cavaliers have failed to cover the spread in each of their last 6 games against teams that held a winning record. And 7 of the Cavaliers' last 8 games at the Crypt have gone over. So my lean for the game, it would have to be the over, the 227.5. If I was going to play the game, man, I don't know. I'll probably have to lean towards Cleveland. That's why that line's going down. would have probably tried to catch it at the 5 or probably put a little juice on it. The reason being is because this matchup's not good for LA when you're talking about the bigs of Cleveland versus AD down there in that paint. It's not what AD wants. He didn't want to bang against two other bigs. He wants to shoot jumpers and fadeaways and all that stuff there, man. Shoot threes and stuff. So I can only lean towards the over. As far as the game's concerned, I would have to say Cleveland. But if I'm going to bet this game, it would definitely be me betting on that over. And like I said, it was at 227. It's gone all the way up to 229.5. So, yeah, that over is definitely looking good. All right, so the next game on the slate is Battle of the Bums. Detroit Pistons versus the Brooklyn Nets. All right, I'm not going to spend too much time on this game. We're just going to rush quickly through this, right? All right, so as far as injuries are concerned, for this game, you do have Cade Cunningham, questionable. Taj Gibson, out. Quentin Grimes, out. Fontecchio, out. Unday, out. Stewart, out. And Asir Thompson, all out for Detroit. All right, when you're looking at Brooklyn, Brooklyn's got Dennis Smith Jr., doubtful. Cam Johnson, doubtful. Diop, out. Ben Simmons, out because he doesn't play basketball. And Derek Whitehead, man. All right, so when you're looking at these two teams, and how they've been playing over the last 10 games, as well as kind of what's been happening with them. All right, you are talking about a Detroit Pistons team that has recently lost to the Grizzlies and Hawks while beating the Wizards. All right, and then you're looking at a Brooklyn Nets team. Brooklyn Nets recently beat the Wizards and the Bulls while losing to the Lakers and splitting 2 games to the Pacers. All right, so some quick facts about these two teams, man. The Nets have lost each of their last 8 games after winning as underdogs. Take that with how you want. Nets have failed to cover the spread in each of their last 8 games after winning as underdogs. And each of the last 8 games between the Pistons and Nets have gone over the total points line. All right, whereas the Pistons have lost each of their last 11 games as on the road against the Atlantic Division. The Pistons have covered the spread in each of the last 9 games against the Eastern Conference opponents that held a losing record. And 7 of the Detroit Pistons' last 8 road games have all gone under the total points line. All right, so let's get back to over here real quick. So in the last 10 games head-to-head, Brooklyn runs this series 8-2. But against the spread, Detroit is actually up 6-4 against the spread, and it's gone 8 to the over, 2 to the under. Last 10 games that these two teams have played, straight up, Detroit's 1-9. They're 4-6 against the spread, and 4 to the over, 6 to the under in the last 10. Whereas Brooklyn is 4-6 and straight up, and 4-6 against the spread, and they're 500 against over-under, so 5-5 over-under in the last 10. All right, these two teams, man, it's just two bums, man. It's complete bums. Now, Cade Cunningham would need to be playing this game for me to even consider betting on this game, like for real. Around the pipe, next 3 games, man. I don't know. I would not mess with this game, but if I was gonna bet, like I said, I'll probably definitely have to take Detroit. Who is Brooklyn to be giving any kind of points like that to anybody? Brooklyn can't give no 9 points, 9.5 points. I don't care what's going on. All right, it's just not happening, man. You can't convince me to play that. And if I was gonna play it, I would definitely have to take Detroit with the 9. It's just I can't do that. All right, next game. Okay, we got Philly visiting the Memphis Grizzlies. This game opened up. It starts at 8 o'clock and it opened up at over-under at 209. Memphis plus 12. Right now, the over-under is at 211.5 and it's Memphis plus 12.5. So the line, there has been slight movement in the line. And when you're talking about the matchup between these two teams, okay, and who's in and who's out and all that good stuff there. Injury list for Memphis, as usual, is 10 miles long. We're not going to go through all that. Just know that everybody that was injured is injured. Okay. One person you do care about is Jaren Jackson Jr. Of course, he's going to be questionable. Luke Kennard's questionable. Desmond Bane's questionable. And Brandon Clark, questionable. All questionable. Okay. Now, when you're looking at Philly, you got Joel Embiid's questionable. Tyrese Maxey's questionable. Tobias Harris is questionable. And Mo Bamba's questionable. Covington's out. And DeAnthony Melton is still out. All right. You're talking about these two teams. You're talking about Philadelphia 76ers are starting to turn things around as they now are gunning for the fourth straight win after sneaking past the Heat in a 109-105 road win on Thursday. All right. Meanwhile, the Memphis Grizzlies are starting to heat up as well as they're gunning for the fourth straight win after blowing past the Pistons in a 108-90 win last night. All right. Now, when you look at how these two teams have been facing off each other in the last 10 times they played each other, it's Memphis 6-4 straight up. Against the spread, it's Memphis 4-6. So it's Memphis they've only covered 4 out of the last 6 times. Philly's covered 6 out of the last 4 times. And over under, it's gone over 6 times, under 4 times in the last 10, man. Okay, now when you're talking about who these teams have been playing and how they've been doing in their actual last 10 against other teams, all right, you got Philly's 5-5 in their last 10. They're 8-2 against the spread and 5-5 to the over/under. Versus Memphis is 4-6 straight up, 6-4 ATS, and 6-4 to the over in their last 10 games. Okay, and when you're looking at how these two teams have been playing so far this season, we know Philly is kind of fighting right now, trying to maintain its standing in the Eastern Conference. Right now, they sit in the 8th slot. They're only 1 game back from Miami, so it would be nice to kind of move out of that 8th slot and try to get out of that play-in. Okay. But if they are in the play-in, I'm sure they'll be all right with that. They really probably aren't going to be trying to blow this Memphis team out. They're probably just going to be trying to win. So with that being said, okay, I would have to go with just some facts. The Grizzlies have won each of their last 9 home games against the 76ers. Grizzlies have covered the spread in 7 of their last 8 home games against teams that held a winning record. All right, and each of the Grizzlies' last 5 home games against the Atlantic Conference opponents have gone under the total points line. Whereas Philly has lost each of their last 9 games at FedEx Forum. All right, the 76ers have failed to cover the spread in each of their last 6 games after winning as underdogs. And each of the 76ers' last 6 road games on the first leg of back-to-back have gone over the total points line. All right, so with that being said, and the line being at 12.5, Grizzlies being in tank mode right now, unless, Jaren Jackson Jr. plays, definitely would need to know his status before I would bet this game. My lean would be Memphis, plus the 12.5. My lean would be Memphis plus the 12.5. As far as the total is concerned, really don't have too much on that. That's a very low total at 208.5. I'll probably have to still go with the under. Memphis really hadn't been scoring like that. Philly has been trying to slow the game down a little bit more now that Joel Embiid's been back. But then it would all come back to if Joel Embiid even plays, because, at the end of the day, the man is coming off of knee surgery. And, so no one really knows how long it's going to take him to really catch stride. All right, so I would have to lean Memphis if I was going to play that. But, all right, let's move on to the next one, right? Next game that we got, and the final game on the slate is Atlanta Hawks at the Denver Nuggets. All right, this line opened up at 221.5. Denver giving up 12. It's still at 221.5, and Denver still giving up 12. All right. When you look at the matchup for these two teams and how they've been playing as of late, okay, you're looking at Atlanta Hawks team that's been in pretty good shape as they won 6 of their last 8 games overall. But they will be, they will be hoping to bounce back in this one after getting trampled by the Mavericks in a 109-95 road defeat on Thursday. Whereas Denver, meanwhile, the Denver Nuggets have been in great form as they've won 11 of their last 15 games overall, but they're looking for a better result in this one after coming up painfully short in the Clippers game in a 102-100 defeat on Thursday night. All right, so remember, Atlanta has crept up to that 10th spot, okay, and they are in the play-in right now, as of right now. So they do have reason to try to fight right now and try to actually win this game. Now, Denver also has major reason to try to fight. They are tied right now, 53-24 with Minnesota. But they are in the second slot because Minnesota does own the tiebreaker with them. All right, so it's an important game for both teams, man. It's an important game for both teams. All right, but also when you look at how this team has done, these teams are done in games where they're supposed to be, what is it, a 10-point spread, 12-point spread? Spread is at, hold up. Yeah, it's 12. Oh, it's moved down to 11.5. All right. Yep. See, because the money's coming in on Atlanta, just like I was just about to tell you. Okay, because when you look at this thing, right, and you look at how Denver fares in games that's supposed to be, that they're supposed to be covering, all right, against teams with these large spreads, they usually don't, man. They real talk, they usually don't. Right now, their total against the spread for the season, and we're just gonna look at it like that for the season, right? At home, they're 19-19-1, all right, against the spread. As home favorites, they're 18-19-1 against the spread. So that should tell you exactly how they've been playing. They're winning games because if you look at home, they're 31-8, straight up. Okay, but when you bring a record like that in, all right, then it lets you know that they're really not covering these games. All right, they're just winning. So, man, the Hawks have lost. Wait, hold up. Before I even get to that part, let me just tell you the last 10 they played each other. Last 10 they played each other, Denver owns this series 6-4. Okay, against the spread, it is Denver 6-4. And it's gone 8 to the over, 2 to the under. These teams have played this season. It went 129-122. Denver won in Atlanta, and it went over 242. They were giving up 3.5 points. All right, so when you look at how these teams are doing, Atlanta is 6-4 in the last 10. They're 5-5 against the spread, and 8 to the over, 2 to the under. Whereas Denver is 5-5 as far as over/under is concerned. They're 3-7 against the spread in their last 10, and they're 6-4. So as I said, Denver has just been showing up trying to win. They don't really care about that spread. They want to win. All right, it's not about covering a number. Whereas Atlanta's been trying to fight and actually trying to win some games, man. And that's why, me personally, which I will give you that in 1 second. Let me give you some facts real quick. So the Nuggets have won each of their last 14 games against teams that held a losing record. The Nuggets have covered the spread in each of their last 6 games against Southeastern Division opponents following a loss. And 8 of the last 9 games between the Hawks and Denver Nuggets have gone over the total points line. All right, so the Hawks have lost 7 of their last 8 road games against Northwestern Division opponents that held winning records. The Hawks have failed to cover the spread in 7 of their last 8 road games against Northwestern Division opponents that held a winning record. And 8 of the Hawks' last 10 games have gone over the total points. So, if I was going to be playing the number on this game, man, I would have to, because of the way the Hawks have been playing, and the way Denver's been playing, and because of the fact that we still have no clue whether or not truly Jamal Murray will play in this game, because when you look right now on the injury report, it says that he's out. So if he's out, and Jokic is probable, and Aaron Gordon's probable, and we have the normal offenders out for Atlanta being Trae Young, Sadiq Bey, and AJ Griffin, and Okungwa, and all those types of guys, right? Then I would definitely have to take Atlanta with the 12. All right, got to take that if I was going to take the points, and I would take it over, man. I definitely would probably do that. My lean would definitely be Atlanta plus 12.5 and the over on the game. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Hope it gave you all the information you need. Hope I made it as quick and concise as possible, and there's a little bit of flow to it, man. Please let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe. I will be trying to stay consistent, but life happens. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all have a blessed day. Stay safe. I'ma holler at y'all. Peace.